welcome back. This video is going to be about 3D and 5D coexisting in the planet. Okay, so a lot of people have been messaging me and saying, you know, I'm a bit scared about our ascension. What if I leave my family behind, they stay in 3D and I decide to ascend to 5D? What if? And there's all of these questions going on. So first and foremost, I'm going to touch on one thing. Currently on the planet right now, we are dismantling what we know as the fourth dimension. So our 1%, our elite, as we like to call them, are really in about the fourth dimension. Okay, so what we're currently doing right now is we are dredging up all of our darkness, all of our healing, all of our hurt, all of our pains through the third dimension, and also like pulling up all of this so that we can ascend through the fourth dimension into the fifth dimension. Now, please do know, my personal feeling is that every single person on the planet that is open to receiving the truth. Now, I'm not saying they've already received the truth. Anybody that is prepared to hear the truth and to step forwards over the course of the next few years is going to ascend. That's my personal belief. Now, as always, just before I go on any further, I would really like to just let you know this is completely from my perspective and from information that I may have channeled with my guides. It's not, please do not just trust me. I would love you to go and research your own 3-dimension or 5-dimension, you know, go and research your own information to be able to help you. I do not profess to be the oracle. I will never profess to be the oracle. And if anybody does profess to be that, please don't listen to them. Please go and do your own research. None of us know what is happening right now. We have, you know, I'm really lucky. I've got lots and lots of guides that channel me information. So I cherry pick bits out of that, and then I kind of like, you know, go down a certain path with it, and I get a yes or a no as I'm doing things and I'm figuring it out. And I don't tend to share information unless I have, you know, validated it with them and it feels right with me. So I tend to sit with things for a little while. So for the last maybe 2 years, I've been channeling a lot of information on the ascension process. Why? Because I help people through the ascension process. Basically, long story short, I help people heal their physical body and rise up and go into an awakened state, you know, acknowledge the truth and step into self-love. That's basically my job on the planet. So through my own personal journey, which started back in 2014, my own healing journey, obviously I learned a lot. And then by helping other people, I've been able to really catapult that journey even further. So I get shown quite a lot of information. And you may have heard me say previously that the way that I view the planet, when people say to me, what do you mean by 3D and 5D? I kind of like to say this is the planet here, right? So say this is the 3-dimensional planet. Basically, there will be a layer like this, which is the 5th dimension, okay? So it's basically, if you think about it like this, if you can see spirit, it means that you're vibrating at a slightly different frequency with people. Okay, if you've ever had an interaction with maybe an interdimensional being, so one of the galactics, what that means is you're vibrating, or you've got the potential to vibrate at a level where they can come down and lower their vibration, and you can rise your vibration and you can see each other. So this is why I wanted to do this video, because I know a lot of people are freaking out. They're like, I don't not want to see my mum again. Oh, I don't want to not see my dad again. Oh my goodness, blah, blah, blah. And yes, the 21st of December 2020 was a very important day. That was the day that the planets aligned to be able to catapult the amount of light on the planet that we needed. So yes, it was a very important day. However, that was not the deadline for everybody to have, you know, ascended or done the work to get them to 5th dimension. It's not like that. It's just, well, it's not the way that I see it anyway. I actually see that this is going to be going on for another couple of years yet. What I was shown very clearly last year is that 2020 to 2022, those years are going to be extremely, extremely important. So between that period of time, as we're stepping in, because I'm filming this in January 2021, as we're stepping through now, basically what is happening is there is going to be a lot of disclosure through January 2021. So through the remainder of January 2021, there's going to be a lot of disclosure. I've been saying this for a very, very, very long time. Okay, so if you've been following me for a while, then you will know that that is actually what's been happening. So disclosure is coming this month, not next month, this month. And from when I'm filming this, it's literally going to be imminent. Okay, so when I post this, you're probably going to be like, oh my goodness, we didn't realize it was that quick. So what is basically going to happen is information is going to be shared with people. Now, some people are going to go, I literally can't believe this can't be happening, there's no way that it is true, just no way, not on my watch, not happening, blah, 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 blah. Cognitive dissonance will kick in. Now, that's okay, it's up to them. It's up to them. However, there is going to be a lot more disclosure by the end of 2021, and these people that said no initially may well change to say, oh my goodness, I have to believe this. Like, there's too much compelling evidence now to say anything but. Okay, now it's going to be through this process that people are going to get the opportunity to rise up. And what I mean by rising up is our cellular level. At a cellular level, we are literally just particles. Okay, we are literally energy particles, and at that cellular level, we are vibrating at the rate that the third dimension / fourth dimension / fifth dimension, because some people are kind of like between 3D and 5D. I'm one of those people. I sometimes feel that I go above 5D because I do see a lot of interdimensionals and angels and things like that, and spirit and all sorts of other bits and pieces. So I do feel that I kind of like go up and down, but I also have to be down on the ground, if that makes sense, so that I can scoop up the people that are ready, that are just like, I just need to go on my journey now. So I have to vibrate between those. So that should give some of you a bit of confidence in what I am about to say. Just because you are choosing the fifth dimensional path, just because you have decided that you believe that you're open to receiving the information, you're open to receiving the truth, even if it's not what you want to hear, you're open to receiving it, and you're open to the healing that it's going to create. Obviously, you're choosing your fifth dimension path. You're choosing to ascend. Let's like remove the 3D and 5D. You're choosing to ascend. That does not mean that you are never going to see the people that decide to stay at three-dimensional, or that decide that they don't want to do it. If they decide to check out, if they decide that their soul contract is done and their time here is done, you have to honour them for that, as difficult and as challenging as that will be. And I'm actually going to be doing a video very soon around grief and around death, because there's a lot of that going on at the moment, and I think we almost just need to have a conversation about it. Which isn't an easy topic, like it's a really morbid topic, but I feel that we need to have that. I'm one of these people, I would rather have open discussion with you so that you guys can go on your journey. Anyway, I digress. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to pop above here my 3D to 5D video, because for any of you that are like, whoa, this is a little bit too much for me right now, please do go back and watch that video. Excuse me. Please do go back and watch that video and then come back and watch this video, because it will make much more sense for you. So what I am saying is I'm going to use me as an example. So I have chosen that I'm ascending. I've chosen it. Like, I've been given the gift to help people ascend this lifetime. I have to go. I've got no choice but to go. However, I have family members that literally do not believe anything that's going on around the world. Like, why would our government be anything but, like, why would they not look after us? You know, that's the innocence of some of the people in my family. Extreme naivety of, nobody would hurt us. Why would anybody hurt us? So, but I know over the course of the coming weeks, these people are going to have their conscience pricked a little bit, and they're going to be saying, oh, maybe we should look into this. Oh, maybe that person was right. Oh, goodness, maybe I need to look at this. And because none of us, I'm counting on you guys, because none of us are going to go, I told you so, I told you so, we're literally just going to be like, listen, when you're ready, we'll talk about it. Because we're going to respond like that, everybody is going to choose to take the path with us. Cognitive dissonance is a real thing, and we're going to see a lot of that. There's no way that this could be happening to me. There's no way that my whole life is going to be a lie. And I get that. That's a real challenge to be at. However, when there is so much compelling evidence that you cannot step away from, I feel everybody that can physically, and it's really important to get that, everybody that can physically deal with the trauma, because imagine everything you've ever known in your life. Say you're 60, 70 years of age. I've got an amazing client who's 70, maybe just turned 70 or 71, I can't remember, but she's incredible, right? And she basically has gone through her whole life living in the church, essentially. There was some real awful trauma that happened to her and her family whilst in that situation, and she's come out the other side and she is a bright beacon of light now. So for me, if somebody at that age can look at their life and go, oh my goodness, everything has been a lie, but you know what, I'm going to deal with this, and I am literally going to step up and I'm going to go on my journey because I know my family need this and I know I need this. That should give hope to any of you that think my parents are completely closed off, my sister's just never going to listen. You know, I'm one of those conspiracy theory people. You know, like this is where we have to drop into our heart space. This is where we've really, really, really got to trust the plan. Okay, so if, say for example, you are fifth dimension and your family decide to stay at 3-dimension, which I don't think many people are going to get the choice to be honest with you. Remember, if I can go up and vibrate at a level where I can see interdimensional beings that are like 7th dimension above, that will mean that in reality, you will be able to go back and see, but it will mean you going back into that level. But like I say, the cleansing process that we're taking on right now, the cleanse that we're doing, is going to take a few years, and I don't feel that anybody's going to be able to escape it. I don't. The people that are the true dark, you know, the ones that have really, really gone on a path of destruction and hurt, and I feel that they will check out naturally. And we will all ascend gently together. However, let's just, for example, say there's a group of people on 3-dimension and a group of people on 5th dimension. Remember, you are able to change your frequency. Okay? So this is how some of us can see things that are much higher frequency. Spirit, angelic beings. You know, I've got some great friends who, like, their guides are angels. Now that's way up. You know, so please just remember that. From a 3D and a 5D, because I'm going to share an experience that I've had, and I'm also going to share an experience that one of my mentors has had. So very recently, and I think I've popped this on an Instagram live, very recently I have been going to busy supermarkets. Like I turn up in the supermarket car park and it is rammed, and I go into the shop and it is almost like I'm there on my own. Literally, it's like I'm there on my own, which is a very interesting scenario when, like, there has to be people there. But I always set the intention before I go in the supermarket that I'm going to have the most beautiful, loving experience. Anybody that I meet is going to be touched with love, and, you know, it's just a beautiful experience. And every now and again, I will meet normally a woman that's having trauma, whether it be with her child or something in the supermarket, and I know that I'm placed there to give her love, encouragement, and, you know, just help her get grounded back into her body. But more often than not recently, I go in and it's empty. And I don't mean it's empty physically, because I don't think it is. I just don't have any, it's almost like I'm there on my own. That's how I feel the coexisting is going to take place. As we ascend, as people are ascending to 5D, and then there's the 3D element to it. Because remember, this is going to take a few more years yet. So I do feel that we are going to be the people that are choosing love, the people that are choosing joy, the people that are choosing the higher vibrational frequency. They will be all of a sudden doing things and like, oh, well, that wasn't a traumatic situation, whereas maybe previously in 3-dimension it was. I'm going to use an example. One of my gorgeous mentors in Melbourne went to the cricket with her family, and what she said to me is, oh my goodness, it was so incredible. There was like 30,000 people there, or a very large number anyway, but I'm going to use the number 30,000. Maybe it was 20,000. But 30,000 people there, you know, she said, and the only time we knew that there was other people there was when we had our bags checked, because there were lines of people and everybody had to show their bag, you know, to check for weapons, I guess, or anything like that. Now, that's when I laughed, because that's when I was like, oh my God, this is what's happening to me at the supermarket. Like, there's never a queue. there's never anybody there. Like, it's just interesting. And because she'd been in this environment where literally her partner and her child had almost just been in this little bubble. And that is how I see the coexistence, because there will be a period of us coexisting. I'm going to be honest with you guys now, and I'm not sure I've actually spoken this outright, but I actually see us lifting the planet and moving it somewhere else. That's what I actually see at the moment. You know, through a lot of the visions that I'm getting, it's literally like, as soon as there's enough of us, we're essentially going to take it up and move it, and we're just going to get rid of all of the darkness as we move it. Whether that's a literal or that's just a vision that they've given me, I don't know. But it resonates with me. Why would we, think about it this way. If you have had a really, really, really awful time living in a particular house, and you had the ability to move, the ability to leave, why would you stay in that house if it was loaded with trauma, loaded with depression and stuff? And that's, I think, maybe where this vision keeps coming from, and my guides keep showing me, is literally I see the planet almost on strings being moved. So please do not panic. Please do not panic about what's coming. You should be very, very, very excited. I truly believe by the end of 2021, a massive part of the population, probably like 60-70%, are going to be ready to ascend properly. Okay, our physicality is taking place anyway. Everyone I speak to is like, oh my God, I've got a headache, I'm feeling sick, I've got this going on, I've got that going on. Literally, it's ascension symptoms. Everything that is taking place right now is ascension symptoms. People are getting, short of breath, and they're getting heart palpitations. Why? It's not because of the old Rona. It's not because of our mate Ron. It's because we're ascending. Our bodies are physically ascending right now. Our cellular level is being upgraded so that we can cope with this. Because we have been living in such a low vibration, and as we step up, obviously there's going to have to be physical changes with us. So my advice to each and every one of you right now, because I always do like to give some tips for you, so that you guys can step up and step into whatever it is that I'm speaking about. My top tips for you guys right now is, if you are tired, go and rest. If you feel drawn, write down what you think New Earth should look like for you. Now, when I see New Earth, I see abundance, like a massive amount of abundance for everybody, an abundance of love, an abundance of colour, an abundance of great foods with no genetically modified seeds, things like that. I see an abundance of health. I see an abundance of wealth. I do not see that everybody's got to work themselves to the bone. What's that saying? It is work to the bone, work yourself to the bone, right? An English saying, just keep on going and keep on going. I don't see it like that. I see that we're going to have time to be able to love each other, to do other things. I see, like I say, colours that have, they're just so bright and so cheerful. And, I just see it very, very different to how we're experiencing it right now. So for people out there that are panicking, get what you expect from New Earth. What is it that you desire from New Earth? Get that on a piece of paper. Secondly, please do make sure that you take time out. If you need to rest, stop. If you need to take a nana nap, you take a nana nap. Eat as many fruits and vegetables as you can. Our cells are pretty much the same DNA as fruits and vegetables. So if we can get that vibration into our cells, it's going to help us ascend much more smoothly. If you want to eat meat, but just make sure it's a really good source. Although I don't eat meat at all, I'm 100% plant-based. Do you, boo? As I always say, do you, boo? Be very mindful of the low vibrational activities that you are taking place. Now, again, I'm not going to tell you whether to smoke or not smoke. I'm not going to tell you whether to drink or not drink. Just keep an eye on how many low vibrational activities that you're doing. Alcohol does bring you down vibrationally. Smoking does bring you down vibrationally. Taking drugs does bring you down vibrationally. So you make the decision for your life. If something doesn't sit quite right with you right now, don't be doing it. You want to give your body the best chance at stepping up and stepping through. We have got so much to look forward to. I wish all of you guys could see through my eyes. I really do. I really wish I could just allow you to be in me, which is a bit weird. Even just for a day, just to see what it looks like, to see how it, to see what it is that you would want from it. I know exactly what I am anticipating. You know, I'm eating great, nourishing foods. I'm making sure that I take time out. If I need a nana nap, I have a nana nap. I meditate every single day without fail. You know, I run every day. I make sure that all of my body is functioning as it needs to be functioning. Like, we've got to look after ourselves right now, because we're putting our physicality through things that we aren't even aware of. Please do not panic that your family are never going to see you again. That's not the way that this is going to be. You could ascend before them, yes. You could start having experiences like I've had and one of my mentors have had, where you're kind of like slipping between 5D and 3D. I keep getting this other thing as well at the moment. I'm just going to share this with you guys, because if you're still here now, you're going to think I'm weird, and you think I'm weird, then like you're okay with my weirdness, which is great. And if you are still here and you're just like, oh my God, yes, I get this, then win-win. I keep almost seeing tears. It's really odd. So say I would be looking at a wall and it's almost like something opens, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting. And it's almost like a tear in the matrix. And I'm getting that a lot right now. Like, I especially when I'm talking to people, interestingly enough, I'm like, oh, why are you trying to distract me? But that's what they tend to do, because you don't make a big deal out of it. Like, if I was there and all of a sudden a tear just appeared now, I'd be like, oh my goodness, what is that? And I'd get the camera and I'd show you all. But when you're talking to somebody, you kind of like acknowledge it, and then you're like, did that really happen? You know, did that really happen? And a lot of people are getting glitches in the matrix right now. Like, time all of a sudden passes, and then you go, like, say you go out for a half an hour walk and then you come back and it's the same time as when you left. You're like, what? Did I really just do that or not? There's lots of things like that taking place at the moment. This is just shifting between 3D and 5D. There is nothing to fear. There is nothing to fear. You know, unfortunately, with the Ron doing the rounds at the moment, there is a natural cull taking place of, you know, the vulnerable people, and I don't condone what's going on. Please no, I don't condone it at all. We are going to see people that are not going to be coming with us, but we must respect that is their choice. Everything is a choice. Everything that we do is a choice. So please do remember that. It is so important that we remember we are choosing on a day-to-day basis exactly what is panning out. I really hope that this video has gone part of the way to helping you feel a little bit more comfortable. I know lots of people out there are talking about 3D and 5D, and it's a really big thing, and you know, it seems really hectic. I just wanted to, you know, kind of dull it down a little bit. I truly believe that anybody that is open to stepping up and hearing the truth, and you know, really listening over the coming weeks, everybody's going to get the opportunity. And we just need to remember that it is everybody's choice to do that. Okay, so my advice, another piece of advice for you, is surrender. Allow the flow. Remember, you picked this contract before you came down. What we are about to go through, what we are about to immerse in, is absolutely your choice. Okay, you might not like it right now, and you might be thinking, oh my God, what was I thinking? But that's the fundamental truth of it. I truly believe that we can all go to fifth dimension. I really do. But it's down to the individual. So I actually did a really beautiful video about the galactics with a gorgeous girlfriend of mine, Helen, last week, and I am going to tag that right now so that you can get some insights into what I was talking about the vibrational frequency and actually speaking to the galactics. So guys, I love you very, very much. I have got so much content coming. I will see you super soon. Lots of love.